This is a palm tree and this is what it becomes, a broom. In this video, I'm going to show you how it's made from scratch. From cutting the palm fronds to scraping them down to tying everything together until it's ready for sweeping.
That 1960, their friend was around 1964, 63.
My grandma has been doing this since the 1960s, and today she's showing us exactly how it's done. The process hasn't changed, just the generation. So stay with me because everything you're about to see is real, traditional, and completely handmade. Ready? Let's go. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Esther Uti, and if you are a new or returning viewer or subscriber, welcome. I'm so thrilled to have you here. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you something very exciting: how to make a native broom from scratch. Now, this is not just going to be a regular tutorial. This is more like a mini documentary. So I want you to come along with me and experience the full process from start to finish. My grandma will be walking us through this process and she will be showing us 3 different methods. But before we begin, here are the tools we will need: palm fronds, a sharp knife, a cutlass, and rope for tying. So first things first, we are going to need palm fronds. And not any kind, specifically from palm tree. And don't worry, I will explain later why it has to be a palm tree. We needed a couple of them, so I asked her how many would be enough, and she said something interesting: there's no specific number. It really depends on what you want to use it for and how full you want your broom to be. So I can't give you an exact number either. It all depends. We ended up getting about 3 palm fronds.
But is this one never dry now?
So now they dry, now wet, then they do them.
Wet.
As it is fresh like this, now that they do.
I also asked her if they weren't too fresh or too soft, and she told me something really important. It's usually best to work with them while they are still fresh. Once they dry out, they become harder to handle and process. So what she's doing right now is opening up the palm fronds and starting to work on it. So after getting our palm fronds, this is where the process really begins. Now, there are actually 3 methods to doing this, and what you're seeing here is method 1. In this first method, she works on each leaf individually. Instead of removing everything at once, she takes out the broomstick, the strong parts from each leaf one after the other, before moving to the next step. This method is actually the hardest one according to her. Because you're working piece by piece, it takes more time and more effort. So what she's doing here is separating the strong broomstick from the leafy parts one at a time. Once that is done, we move on to the next step: scraping. For this, we will need a sharp knife. She uses the sharp knife to scrape both sides of each piece, removing the excess leafy parts and refining it down to the clean broomstick. You can already see the difference. The leafy parts have been scraped off, leaving just the strong broomsticks, and it's still very green at this stage. At this point, my grandma started sharing a bit more about the process. So let's listen.
You say you saw on this time it go brown a bit. So this is from palm tree, and this is, you say na house only this I mean?
This one is palm tree. This is house broom. Yoruba, they can use it, tie it for a wedu soup.
Okay.
By then they will cut it. It will not be long like this. That is all the same broom.
But the coconut now you say for outside.
Coconut is too strong and too long. So that coconut one is
for outside.
Yes, for outside broom.
Okay.
Long, you can use it as you are sweeping. Not bend much. Not bend your waist much.
So this broom, that one, are you doing? Okay.
Plenty, I do am up to 20. So.
20? Hey, whoa.
That time, Papa, then cut the palm tree where they their place. They won't build house for them. Me and the mama will just go pack everything. As once we do finish, she pass on, I can't tire. Can't take this rope where they take the ties in. For more than 3 years now, I never buy broom. Because the broom, they're many. I don't know how much broom costs for market. So
don't reach 500 or don't pass it.
From what she explained, palm fronds are actually best for making indoor brooms because they are softer and more flexible, while coconut fronds are stronger and longer, so they are better suited for outdoor sweeping. She also mentioned that she has made a lot of these over time, even up to 20 at once, and because of that, she hasn't had to buy a broom in years. And as she continues here, she is simply scraping off the leafy parts while keeping the strong center intact. You can see it's still very green at this point, but like my grandma said, as it ages, it dries out and turns brown over time. And you will see that soon. We will compare it. Now, this right here is what we have for day one. At this point, it was already getting late, so we couldn't go further. We decided to continue the more intensive part of the process the next day.
The next day afternoon, so grandma instructed me to put the palm front under a shade so the sun doesn't dry out the so it doesn't become difficult for her. So now I'm taking it to her right now. So here we are. Goes the chopper.
Now, the second and third method are actually quite similar, but according to my grandma, the third method is the easiest, so please pay attention. For both methods, you might find which one works best for you. For method 2 and 3, the first step is the same, dismantling all the leaves from the main stalk. What she's doing here is separating those leaves individually, and even the middle stalk does not go to waste. It can be used as a support stick for climbing crops like yam. Once everything is dismantled, the leaves are set aside, and you will notice something here. The color has already started to change. Some parts are a bit dried now compared to day one, even though they were kept under shade. If they had been left in the sun, they would have dried out much faster. Now, method 2. Please pay attention. In this method, you take one piece at a time, separate the broomstick from the leaf, then scrape it immediately. So it's a continuous process. Separate, scrape, set aside, and repeat. This method is definitely easier than the first one, but it's still not the fastest. You just keep going like this until you have walked through all your palm fronts. And if you miss a spot while scraping, that's fine. You can always go back and fix it. And this is what she has been able to achieve so far. Now for method 3, the easiest one according to her. Here, instead of walking one by one, you focus on separating everything first. No scraping yet. Now here's a hack she revealed to me that is usually done in the bush back in the 60s. She groups several leaves together, places them between the knife. Now, depending on the length of your knife, you can handle multiple pieces at once, just not too many, so you can have control. And that's exactly why this is the fastest method, because you are working on several pieces at the same time instead of going one by one. Please watch closely. Use the knife to create an opening, then separate them all at once. Take a look at this. This is everything she has separated so far. And at this point, the next step is scraping. So once you get here, you are no longer separating. You are focusing on one thing, scraping. Everything you are seeing here is all broomsticks. And honestly, this is a lot of work. So yes, this took time and a lot of effort. Shout out to my grandma for this one. Now, before we move on to tying, there are a few tips and little tricks grandma shared that you should know. Remember at the beginning, it was a man helping to cut the palm fronds. But as you can see here, grandma is doing it herself. According to my grandma, traditionally, cutting of palm fronds and tying of broomsticks weren't done by women and were considered men's work because of the strength involved. But well, she's a Lagos babe now. She gets it done regardless. However, she could cut it herself here because the tree is still young and not too tall. But as it grows, it gets higher. One will need a ladder and a bit more strength to handle it. That's why traditionally men handle that part. Not because women can't, but because of the stress and height involved. Same with tying. It actually requires a lot of strength to get it firm. But grandma still got it done anyways. Clock it! Now here's something very important I noticed. She cuts off the end part of the palm front and sets it aside. At first, I didn't understand why, but she explains it shortly after. Right now, she's making more brooms and also another type for a wedu soup, where the broom is used to match the leaves, a traditional Yoruba dish here in Nigeria. But as you can see, the process still starts the same way. I will share that in a separate video. It has a slight twist, so stay tuned.
So you say why you come on this one? This end.
Now, these ends she set aside earlier. The reason is they don't really have strong broom strands. They are shorter, weaker, and not as useful. And if you include them, you know those brooms where small pieces keep falling out while sweeping? That's usually why. So to avoid that, she removes that part completely. And of course, it doesn't go to waste. It still can be used for things like supporting yam plants or even fed to animals like goats. Now, think about this. This is her farm, but imagine this was far from home. Carrying the full palm fronds alone is already a lot of work. Even after dismantling, it still takes up space. But once everything is separated like this, you can see how much lighter and easier it is to handle. Now, let's bring everything together. It's time to tie the broom. For this, you will need a strong binding rope. This type right here is very common, usually gotten from packaging materials like cartons or frozen foods like chicken or fish or roofing supplies. It's flat, durable, and easy to work with. So now let's move on to the tying process. There are different ways to tie a broom, but I'll be sharing two methods in this video. For method 1, the first step is to divide the broom. She took a portion that she felt was enough, something comfortable to hold and big enough for sweeping. Second step is the rope placement. The rope is inserted into the broom so it can pass through the middle. Then you section the rope into two parts, about 20% on one side and 80% on the other side. So now you have a shorter side and a longer side. Now we will be working with both hands. With one hand, you hold the shorter side firmly, and with your other hand, begin to wrap the longer side around the broom, going around a couple of times to secure it. Now, this part is very important. She places a knife underneath the rope. This isn't for cutting, it's to create space like a passage so she can easily pass the rope through when it's time to lock it in. So she continues wrapping, then passes the rope through the space created. Because of the knife, it becomes much easier to pass the rope under. Then she pulls it tight, very tight. That tension is what holds everything firmly in place. Now remember that 20% we left earlier? She passes that shorter part underneath as well. After that, she removes the knife completely. Then she pulls the longer side again to tighten everything even more. From here, it's all about securing the ends. She keeps passing the rope underneath the wrapped sections, tucking in both the shorter and longer ends, over and over until everything is locked in neatly and firmly. It's a bit more difficult here because there's no knife guiding it, but she still manages to push it through and pull it tight. And if you are enjoying this video so far, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button and turn on your notification bells so you stay updated. And that's how the broom is tied.
Put one stick under like this.
You go push stick inside.
So
I
make
go
am
tight.
strong.
She also shared an important tip. If you want your broom to have extra strength, you can insert a stick in the middle before tying. This helps keep everything firm and prevents it from shifting. And this is what we have. This is the final result. You can see the color has changed, and she mentioned it will keep getting darker over time until it becomes a deep brown, just like the ones you actually see.
So now the end you dey try hide abi.
I put the stick that I go here. It will come make this one strong well.
Okay, you go tight for that.
This rope now long. They say long.
So they need long rope abi.
Kuja nani nye kazi za noburanyi. Msonyi nye kazi za noburanyi. Babu jaza. See this thing.
So that one no reach one.
No, this one not rich. I'll do one maybe. But this one don't prefer.
Okay, this is our broom, guys.
Now, Grandma pointed out that the rope we are currently using was a bit short, but we had to work with it at that time because it was the only option available before we got the ones I showed you earlier from the frozen food store. She suggested that the ropes from roofing materials, especially zinc ceilings, are usually longer compared to the ones from frozen food packaging, which tend to be a bit shorter. A longer rope just makes the tying easier and more secure because you get better control when wrapping, and if it's too long, you can always trim off the excess. Now, what's left is not enough to make a full broom on its own. At this point, there are two options. You can either cut more palm fronds and continue making more brooms, or you can use the remaining pieces to make a traditional cooking broom for ewedu, a Yoruba food here in Nigeria. Grandma will be showing that process in another video. You will definitely find it on my channel when it's ready. Now for the next method on how to tie a broom. This time, it was done by a man. Shout out to Mr. Austin. He will be showing us his own method. So let's begin. For this method, here are the tools we will need. A rope and a tool to help guide it through. You can use a knife, but in this case, Mr. Austin will be using a screwdriver instead, and it works just as well.
Last time I did something like this was far over 30 years ago. So this is a very, very massive broom, a big one, as you can see. So I'll need a longer band for this.
Now wrap the rope around it twice.
You take this here, and you take this other one here. This side. See?
So one side is longer, right?
It doesn't matter. It can even be equal. But what we are trying to achieve is to have it very firm. Just ensure that you wrap it around like this on the two sides. So now we are going to cut deep into the middle. But this will help me. Let me use the screwdriver to separate the middle. So see, this is the part where you pass this through the middle, you know, to get the first edge. Then you can do the same likewise for this other one. I've gotten the middle already, so I can always, without even the screwdriver now, see what I'm doing. Can you see what I'm doing? Why this? It's gonna be binding here, as you can see. So we've gotten this. So we're gonna run it right through like this. Remember, one is going to the left and the other one to the right. Let's see. So I think like this, it's okay. It's okay. It's this firm. So we'll just tie it now. The first tie like this. Then we take it again to this side. Then we tie. We tie. Yeah, we're going to finish with this.
And pay attention to how he is securing this. It's almost like a knot, similar to a bow style, but done in one continuous motion. He passes the end through, pulls it tight, then repeats the process to lock it in firmly.
This is how we finish.
That's small tin tomato now they use. Tin tomatoes are they used before. Now that small tin tomato not there.
See, like this is very, very firm. It forms like something like a flower or nuts or something. You see, even look beautiful. You know, let's see, and just leave it like this. This is a very beautiful thing. It's looking like a tie, a knot. You see. See? These are broom. These are broom. Very firm. Very firm. Even if it falls to the ground or the floor, nothing will happen. You see. But there are different ways to tie brooms, like this one. This is also very good, very firm, but it's quite different. It's quite different. You see. It's quite different from this. This is another style of tying. This one is even bigger. See, so the two different brooms, you know, serving the same purpose, anyways.
And this is our broom, guys. And this is the broom tied by Mr. Austin. Very firm and secure. And this one here was tied by Grandma. Also strong and well done. In a bit, Grandma shares a little history from back in the day, so stay with me.
Good, very, very good. In fact, so sweet to sweet. I didn't know that sweeping can be this easy. I'm enjoying it. Yes, I'm enjoying it. When you have this kind of broom, you love to sweep.
Like now, modern life, children don't know what is handwork. Our time, we do handwork maybe Wednesday or Thursday. This is the handwork we show by then. Either you bring sponge for wash plate or to bathe by then. During when we were in primary school, once you come back from school, you tell your parents that we will show handwork Tuesday or Wednesday. They will help you to cut this palm front. Then you will learn how to remove the body like the way I do it around 1964, 63. But now, people are buying everything in the market before the war starts. Biafran war. Because I started school 1960. I was 6 years by then. Before you start school by then, they will say, cross your hand. If your hand reach the other side of your ear, that is when they will register you. So they register me, that's 1960, when Nigeria got their independence. They give us flag where we start, green, white, green, and cup. I remember they shared that it for 3 years. After 3 years, nothing like that.
No cup again.
No cup. Now, everybody's looking for money. Nobody know how to do it. Just let us buy.
Ready-made.
Everything ready-made or the one Oyibo do. That is the way we do it before. Subscribe and love it.
Thank you. Subscribe and like. Do like this. Screw.